before here in Lake County. I can't even remember, Jay will probably let us know, when the last state champion before these tremendous Kirtland Hornets. Favorite?
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe it was
Yeah, maybe it was. Tiger, put those on. Wow, this is great, you guys. I'm glad everybody came out here.
Heads were incredible, and every week they surprised me as well as the whole community of Kirtland. They did an absolute fabulous job.
They certainly did. I'm going to take you back, I think it was 3 years ago. We had a show, and you had lost the semifinal, or was that the final game, to Youngstown Aerosol. And you had a very young team. You would have made a first down. You would have won another state title. Okay, it would have been your first one in Kirtland. And we had a show at Dino's. And it was on a Monday. You played Saturday, and the kids came out. And they talked about it. And you know what? They took the next step to the building block, which eventually led to last year. But you know, I never had a chance just to say, you know, thank you for that. And Tiger, your program, how do you start? You start with goals. Is it the next practice, the next game? How does it work if you're a Kirtland Hornet?
These guys, we take it one day at a time, and we focus on just getting better as teammates and players every single day, and that's the results will end up where you want them if you work hard every single day. And these guys, they work extremely hard. I mean, I can't commend them enough for how they focus and work, and it doesn't matter who we're playing, they focus and get the work done that week.
Well, Tiger, excuse me 1 minute.
No, go
Look
ahead.
at this guy's shirt. This is why, right there.
Championships are won while the stands are still empty. That's awesome. Wow, that is fantastic. And, you know, this year, right out of the gates, 3-0, but it's still the very next practice, the very next game, right? Nothing changes in the Kirtland.
Well, sometimes we practice from 3 to 5. Then I see guys like this on the field at 7 o'clock playing catch, and these guys go to the weight room after practice. They go to the YMCA and lift weights. I mean, it doesn't stop. They have a passion for the game of football that they learned way back in elementary school, that they just love to play. Today we played a little game of fast football, and they had a lot of fun today at practice. I think that's going to be one of our new things that we get into. But they love to compete. They love to be together. They have a good time together, and I mean, I'm just enjoying the ride watching them.
You know, I keep up on all your articles and stuff in the paper, because I'm dear friends with the Cookers, and they're just probably one of the top 3 people that families I've ever met, and families that I've got to see grow up. But I love the article about there's an elementary school teacher that at recess plays football with these guys, because when I have 3 boys, when they grew up, I work for the post office. My day off, I'm at recess playing with the kids. I mean, and it touched home, and those kids come back to me now and say, Mr. Malta, those were such precious moments. And now, he's got the opportunity to do it every day from September. I think it's awesome. Let's talk about that.
Well, you can ask these guys. They all remember 4th grade in Coxon football. There's no question about it. My son's in 2nd grade, and he can't wait to play Coxon football. I mean, they go out every day on the recess and play football, and a lot of times they're very competitive, and he has to say, all right, you got to sit out the rest of the day, and you know, he handles them pretty good, and I think he has fun doing it also. But he's a great guy and a big part of why these guys love the game.
Wow, that's awesome. Jay?
Well, you know, I gotta say something, Tiger. And you know, you hear all these different schools complaining, well, the private schools, the parochial schools can recruit, and they do this and they do that. Well, and I've always said, if you have a product, they'll stay where they're at. And I'll bet you don't lose many players to any other system, because you have a great product you built. You should be very proud, because that is not a big school at all. It's not a real big community. And all you guys should be proud of what you do, believe you me. And this guy's the captain that's steering the ship. And I'll tell you, it's hard to do nowadays, because I'm sure you have friends that might go to NDCL or St. Ignatius or Lake Catholic or somewhere else, but you guys aren't going because you got the best thing right here. And I'll tell you, you should be commended for that, Coach, because that's tough to do nowadays, I think.
Well, I think these kids, they grow up and it's such a little school that they don't have 3 elementary schools feeding into 1 or 2 middle schools, feeding into, you know, a high school where they have, these kids are together in kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade. So by the time they're in 8th grade, they're so tight, they don't want to leave their buddies. They all just want to go to the high school and be together. And then that's what makes it fun to coach. They really and truly have a love for each other, and sometimes they argue, and that's just like brothers, you know. I'm one of 5 boys. I got 4 brothers. There was a lot of fights in our house, but you know, we love each other, and it's just no different at practice. They get after it, and then at the end of practice, they hug it out.
But don't shortcut yourself there. You're the glue, buddy.
He's the glue.
You keep him there.
He's the glue, and he hangs up the phone time and time again when the bigger high schools and the small colleges come calling, because I asked you that 4 years ago, and you said, Charlie, I've got a young family, and I can almost walk to the school, and maybe you didn't even say I can walk to the school. I'm that close. I'm not going anywhere. And you were proof to the pudding. You brought the state championship home, and you smiled this whole interview. You've got to be happy. You're probably not going anywhere.
No, I'm real fortunate to be at Kirtland. It's a blessing for my family to be able to live there and raise my kids there. And like I said, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I can tell you that much. I could go elsewhere, and I like where I'm at. I enjoy being with these guys, and I'm having all the elementary school teachers are very kind to my kids, and are good teachers. And that, to me, it's about raising a family and
this is
having fun. Having fun with these guys along the way. But, you know, for my family, Kirtland's the best place we could be right now.
Tiger, your staff at Kirtland, other than yourself?
You know what? What's nice about it is the guys I came in with are all still there. And Ryan Beeler, he's the defense coordinator right here, does an unbelievable job. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. Defensively, the last couple of years, we've been very good. That's being real modest. He has them ready for anything. I mean, every week, if they do this, we're going to do this. And these kids, whatever the team comes out in, they're never surprised. And he gets them ready. And you know, his dad was a longtime head coach, and he's a good person and a great coach. And another fortunate thing for me, he's on my staff. You know what I mean? And Coach Morrison's our line coach. Does a great job, and Coach Eccles and Coach Lips. Most of the guys have been there since I got there, and so you know that continuity obviously helps a lot. These guys get to know them.
There's no question about it. And getting there, where did you come from, Tiger? Tell our listeners at home and here.
I lived in Oil City for 30 years, and then I moved here. My wife's from Mayfield. She's a Wildcat.
There you go, the Wildcat.
Yeah, she's a graduate of Mayfield.
Our good friend over there, and really love the show too. So, what brought you here then? Just an opportunity?
Yeah, my wife, she wanted to get back this way, and so she sent in my resume and cover letter and everything.
Wow, that is fantastic, Tiger. That's just awesome. Let's hear from Coach Beeler a little bit before we get to the bottom of the hour. Then we're going to break for 2 minutes, and then we're getting the guys on. Coach Beeler, that's an awesome defense you got.
Yeah, you know, for us as coaches, you know, I actually came in after one of our scrimmages this year, and I asked Coach to pinch me, and he said, "What are you talking about, pinch you?" And I said, "Pinch me because I want to make sure this is real." I mean, I feel like that some of the phrases I use for the kids that I get to work with, you know, I feel spoiled sometimes. I feel, last year I kind of referred to it as an embarrassment of riches. You know, I look around position and by position on defense, and we got studs to work with, you know, so we got a pretty good start right there, and these guys work hard, they listen, they are, you know, committed to, you know, executing what we want them to execute, and, you know, it makes my job very easy. You know, I'm not going to sit here and claim that I don't know what I'm doing, you know, put them in the right position, I think, but, you know, they're the ones making the plays, and
but it's your call.
Yeah.
And are a lot of your players two-way players too?
How many we got? 4. I think we only have 4 right now. They're two-way. and a couple of those are not even full-time on offense. So, you know, that's been a big key too, is that our kids come out fresh. And you know, some of the kids that do play offense, we have some other kids that can rotate in with them, and especially at, you know, in Division 5, that's pretty rare. You know, the teams we play against as we get down the stretch, you know, in the game, third quarter, fourth quarter, it's, you know, it's hard for them to keep up.
Sure, sure. Tell our listeners at home where you went to high school and college.
I was a Chardon Hilltopper.
Okay.
And I went to the College of Worcester.
And what position did you play in football?
I was a safety for most of my career, and then my senior year in college I moved to linebacker.
Okay. We're at the bottom of the hour. You hold the microphone because I'm sure Jay has a question for you. Jay was a quarterback at St. Joe's, so you might have throw a curveball question at you or something. But this is the Talk of the Town, AM 1330. Let's hear it. We got the Kirtland Hornets in the house.